You love the banter, admit it? I'll never admit it. You'll never get me to admit that I enjoy talking to chat. Can we please hold another moment of silence for my destroyed skin barrier? I found this morning that my skin got so upset by me using a vitamin C serum yesterday. I assume is the culmination to, you know, a variety of skincare applications. It probably wasn't just that one time that I put vitamin C on, but even my CeraVe facial cleanser was too much for my poor skin. I came out of the shower and I was like, what? How does my skin feel tight already? Huh? Why, I didn't even do anything. Who the fuck pronounces CeraVe like that? I don't know how it's pronounced. CeraVe? CeraVe, whatever. I don't know. I see it I see it on the bottle. I don't say this shit out loud. You need to use aloe vera? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Guess I'll just be like hand washing my face for a bit, man. Jesus. Use a bar of soap? No. Every time I've ever used a, like, bar of soap, especially for my face, afterwards my face feels like plastic wrap that's been stretched too tight. You know? Fucking obliterates your natural skin oils, yeah. Way too much. Way too much. Most bar soaps aren't really made for your face? Yeah, it makes sense. Y'all using bar soap in your face? No, I just said I'm not. That's my point. Listen, I only recently... Dude, vitamin C serum goes on at night? Well, that's not what the YouTube guy said. Yeah. That's what I thought. You're the YouTube guy? And I'm now saying that I put vitamin C on in the morning. Dude, my face feels so fucking tight. I can't believe that I'm gonna have to, like, wash my face with whale lard or whatever for the next month. That's fucked up. What? What did you do? I told you, I destroyed my skin barrier. I did retinol and vitamin C. Now my skin is, like, really sensitive. You're not supposed to use retinol and vitamin C together? That's not what a YouTuber said. Holy shit, the Redditors are essay posting. Oh my god. Why is Vaush anti-prepper? I've explained that. I've explained that. Why do you have the most annoying fan base? See, when people say I have the most annoying fan base, it's actually a reminder to me I have a relatively tame fan base. And the reason for that is because if you were online enough to be familiar with literally any other fan base, you would know we're not bad at all. Like, what it tells me is that you're part of exactly one fan base. So from your perspective, it's like you deal with people in real life and they're fine, and then you go here and people are crazy. But if you have any experience at all with online communities in general, you're like, oh my god. And trust me, I know. So, you know, I'm pretty online. So when I look at my community, I mean, do you annoy me? Yes. Are you insufferable? Yes. But, like, it's nothing. Nothing compared to what I've seen out there. Nothing, 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 nothing. Nothing at all. How do you respond to the common critique that this community is an echo chamber? Well, see, the community is an echo chamber, so I don't hear the common critique that it's an echo chamber. That's the great thing about an echo chamber. I don't actually hear that shit. I can't hear the critiques. They're from outside the chamber. Online ass fucking comment. Oh, they got left as Messi and racism. Isn't Messi, like, isn't he based? Isn't the war, like the culture war between Messi and Ronaldo's like a fuckwit and Messi's based? Or is it the other way around? He's a chud? Oh, do I have it mixed up? And Ronaldo is based, but Messi's a chud? Both are bad? Wait, Messi's the good one? Ronaldo is based? They're both good? Ronaldo is a worse chud. Messi's like controversy-free? Ronaldo's a rapist. I mean, yeah, they're professional athletes. I assume they all are. Ronaldo has multiple credible rape accusations. Okay, and Messi's, like, claim to fame is that he has none? You should stop while you're ahead in this subject. You know, there's literally, like, nothing more annoying than people who talk like you. Messi isn't a rapist, he's better. Can a Europort translate? Dog, he's from Argentina. He's not European. Ronaldo is a narcissistic rapist while Messi has soccer autism. I just assume all athletes are rapists. It's right, like, 80% of the time. Explain it to me in American football terms. Well, I don't know anything about American football either, so, like... The worst thing Messi has done is visit Israel in 2013, but he also visited Palestine. Okay, that seems fine. That's fine. I'm not gonna... Messi sat on a plane and sang racist shit about the French national team being full of black players. Hello? Did he at least do it, like, in a funny way? Like, it is a little bit funny that all of the professional athletes in Europe are black. They're, like, North African or whatever. It is a little bit funny. It is a little bit funny. North Africans are, like, stands. Like JoJo stands for Europeans, you know? Like a white European team manager or something will make a face, and then 20 superhumanly athletic North Africans will appear behind them and play the damn game. You're approaching me? I have to approach you to play soccer with you. You were right, Messi is Kendrick, Ronaldo's Drake. Oh. This optimized to make people mad. Sorry. It's fine. It's fine. Messi is Tupac and Ronaldo is Vanilla Ice. Messi was offered like $500 million to play in Saudi Arabia and turned it down, but he's still an ambassador for them, makes millions from the Saudi government. That's also something I assume of basically every big athlete. Yeah, beast mode. Stealing money from the Saudi the Saudi fund. Fuck, what's it called? What's the when governments operate like an actual bank account? What's it called? Why am I blanking on the name for this? Norway has one. Sovereign Wealth Fund. Thank you. Know nothing about football, but Helen looks funny. We still call it soccer in this chat. Can everyone please remember this is English chat? This is an English-speaking chat. Well, American English. We call it soccer here. Thank you. Meanwhile, in Congress, Hakeem Jeffries is opposing an amendment that would block U.S. aid to Israel, obviously. Top House Democrats on Tuesday said they will oppose an effort to cut funding for Israel's military amid a rebellion from voters over U.S. support for the Middle Eastern ally that has roiled recent primary elections. Ally? Well, the party's been debating how to vote on an amendment that would halt $3.3 billion in military aid for Israel, while the Republican Congressman Thomas Massie has proposed adding to an appropriations bill for the State Department and related agencies. Democrats were debating the amendment. Love getting outflanked from the left, man. From the right. Love getting outflanked from the right. Love Thomas Massie, who is again a fucking right libertarian. Getting to hold his own on this. Hakeem Jeffries, the House Minority Leader, said he would oppose Massey's amendment, calling it overly broad and warning it could cut off funds from humanitarian aid programs and complicate efforts to counter militant groups like Hamas and Hezbollah. Good, good. I'm genuinely slow and trying to listen to do work, but we don't hate Jews, obviously, but hate Netanyahu. So when establishment Dems or anyone really says we dislike what the Israeli government's doing, we hate when they say that because it's just a cop-out. Because two problems. For one, they don't say the Israeli government, they say Netanyahu. This implies that Netanyahu is like a rogue leader who is not supported by a broad consensus, which he is. It would be like saying, like refusing to say Nazi Germany or Germany in World War II, but continuously saying like, Hitler's Reich or something. Like, we just need to get rid of Hitler. I'm sure people did say that, but the implication here is that Hitler would be replaced by, like, a better leader. The problem is, obviously, if you assassinated Hitler and Hitler was replaced by somebody within the Nazi party, it would be some guy pretty similar to Hitler, you know? It's not like the number 2 to power in Nazi Germany was a fucking progressive. Likewise with Israel, Netanyahu's opposition is also far right by our standards. It's the society over there. The Israeli society is far right. It's not just Netanyahu. It's not just the Knesset. It's not just their leadership. Their society is far right. You can replace as many governments as you want. The problem is that a majority of people in Israel have Hitlerite views. This is, of course, due to like propaganda, political pressure, deliberate efforts by the American and Israeli government, so on and so forth. The reasons that they arrived at those positions are complicated. Obviously, collective trauma from the Holocaust, the feeling that they have infinite moral license to do anything they feel is necessary to defend themselves because they were subject to like one of the worst genocides in history, if not the worst. All that, right? But not the power scale genocides. But regardless of the reasons why they are like that, they are like that. So saying Netanyahu, it really, really, really implies that he's the problem. Libs do the same thing with Trump and acting that he's the sole problem. Yes, they do. 100%. Yeah, I do. And with recognition to my consistency, I do the exact same thing when Democrats act like Trump is the problem. In fact, sometimes people in chat will be like, "All this because of Trump," and I'm always like, "No, it's not actually because of Trump. It's not even really because of the Republicans. There are really fundamental problems at work here, you know." So yeah, in fairness, that like critique of the, you know, oh, it's just the leader, you know, we just need to replace the leader. This has always been a liberal thing. Don't critique the system, just replace the leaders. You know, billionaires are fine. We just need good billionaires, et cetera, you know. People act like white racists only existed when Trump got into office. They've been around before Trump. True, but keep in mind that white racists are, too, not the main problem. White racism, as we understand it, white supremacy, is almost entirely a construct of capital interest. At least for the past 150 years, it's been a deliberately manufactured psyop designed to keep the proles fighting amidst each other while, you know, all the wealth is hoovered up. That's not to say it's not a real problem, only that, like, even if we could snap our fingers and eliminate all racism on Earth, the mechanisms that are ending the world right now would continue unabated. Well, mildly abated. I would say somewhat abated. I won't pretend that it's not a big enough problem that they wouldn't be at least somewhat abated. But there is a top tier to the problem, you know? Call me conspiratorial, but I think the ICE concentration camps and prison industrial complex call back to slavery in essence. Yeah, sure. But, I mean, remember, white supremacy in America was literally manufactured to post hoc justify the transatlantic slave trade. Like, our modern conception of racism, racial science, and racial superiority did not exist before the 17th century. It was a post-transatlantic slave trade invention. Not to say racism was invented in the 17th century, but the modern conception of it, the idea that there is a scientific hierarchy of races, the idea that slavery could be part of a natural social order because of the natural hierarchy of races, the specific ways we make those arguments, those were all economically convenient to make, you know? At the end of the day, basically all discrimination stems at a fundamental level between having and not having. The material dialectic, you know, weaving its way through time. Basically every distinction between people, men and women, different races, different tribes, on some form or another stems from an argument about property rights. Who gets what, in what amount, who has rights to what, who inherits what. It all stems from that, you know? Monarchy and hereditary hierarchies stem from a desire to keep wealth, like, in group, which is why, like, I mean, like, it's Engels, origin of the family, et cetera, right? But, like, fundamentally, it comes down to power differentials. I think that that's pretty much, like, the root of it. There are some kinds of, like, tribalism that persist even without that. Like, we are innately tribalistic. We were in tribes. And a lot of sexism probably roots from a biological origin that's not necessarily downstream of property rights, but I think it explains a good majority of it, you know. At the very least, it's a strong axis around which a lot of other, you know, considerations can be built. These are all frameworks for understanding, not total holistic explainers for the whole world. Well, that would certainly be nice, nuts. New broadcasting guidelines for women's athletics have been released to crack down on camera angles and slow motion replays that sexualize athletes. Can we just give them, like, normal uniforms? Like, I like looking at athletic women's asses just as much as everybody else, but I feel like it might be, like, a little bit fair to just give them regular uniforms instead of, like, the thong uniforms a little bit. They've been asking for years. The answer is no. Yeah, I'm aware. It's pretty disgusting. I'm pretty sure they're allowed to wear regular uniforms. You might think that, but in a lot of cases, the answer is no. Also, my understanding is that it's not just, like, pressure within the team, it's also external pressure. Imagine being part of, like, a women's volleyball team, and you're the one girl that wears, like, a t-shirt and regular shorts. You know what I mean? I feel like people would hate on you, probably. Just give the guys thongs and camera angles, too. That's true. It's such a pain to get the leotards to stay in place. I just, like, I mean, obviously I have a dick and balls. I just feel like even if I had a pussy, which is obviously a little bit more of a low profile set of genitals, doing athletics in a leotard, is that shit not, like, cleaving your lips? Like, especially with some of the high octane flippy shit you're doing in the Olympics. Isn't your pussy just getting, like, fucking bisected sometimes? I feel sometimes the fabric of the leotard is like 1 millimeter or less away from the edge of your genitals. And it's like that. I feel like that would make me very self-conscious. You know? They have genital protection for that. I just feel like they should probably get to wear shorts or whatever. In my opinion. If you say women should be wearing shorts like the guys, you'll get people in your replies calling you a sexist. Yeah, it's kind of like how when you say veganism is good, lefties will be like, well, actually, it's anti-indigenous. You know, people will say any old shit to justify their priors. It's why 99% of the time having a normative ethics argument with somebody is a complete waste of time, because they like, literally, people don't even have positions. They just have biases. They can't argue to justify anything. If you ask the average person to justify literally any position they have, they'll look at you like you're crazy. Very disheartening. Another big problem with democracy, I'm told. Explosive diarrhea. Fuck, I'm realizing I don't... anyone else, like, incapable of mentally logging how to spell diarrhea? Diarrhea. I never, ever retain that information. Did we pick it up from a different language, or is diarrhea an English special? It's from Greek? It was one of the first words we invented. Okay, gotcha. Coined by Hippocrates in ancient Greek, diarrhea, but like H-O-I-A, meaning a flowing through. Huh. Wouldn't have thought it was Greek, but I guess the spelling's changed. There's two spellings, US and UK. UK spelling of diarrhea. Oh, they have an O in there. Okay, gotcha. All right, well, whatever. We're both borrowing it from the Greek language, so not really, not really like a right or a wrong way to do it. Agree, dysentery is a better word, but dysentery is a different thing. Diarrhea is just like a generic term for pooping like crazy. Dysentery is a specific thing. I saw this home inspo post. Normally, I think these home inspo posts are slop. I really like this one. A lot of them feel like they're all cribbing off the exact same design pointers from like trust fund kids in the West Village or whatever. This one I really, really, really like. No one's bold enough to just have black furniture anymore. You know? It's AI. What is it? Why would it be AI? Is it? How is it AI? I guess I could look up really close. Look at the table. What is any of that? I don't... Stuff? I don't know. Maybe it is. Whatever. I don't know. You get the point. Fuck off. Whatever. Also, Vaush, that looks bad either way. You join chat today. I don't want to hear it. The point is you like it. The point is I like it. Thank you. Vaush getting into interiors. Check out the Somerset house. I've had an interest in interior design for a while. You know, it's not... Ooh, how pretty. Man, people are really, really fond of this, like, paper. Another thing the Japanese and the Chinese, I think originally the Chinese, really have a good handle on. Paper is such an amazing lamp material because it gives, like, a warm, uneven light diffusion, which feels very, very natural. Paper lamps give you the same feeling that you get from walking around underneath trees in the daylight. So the sunlight's getting filtered through, like, the swaying leaves, and it gives this like organic textured light, you know? Yeah, for sure. What a beautiful place. I feel like this isn't that expensive too. Like, okay, all of these pieces definitely cost 50 trillion, but like you could do this not that expensive. You know what I mean? You could do this not that expensive. You could, if you knew what you were doing. It feels very Scandinavian. Scandinavian and Japanese interior design share a common history. I think I read a book on it, or like, sorry, no, I saw a book on it and read like the opening blurb. So I spoke a little quickly there. Something about like two famous designers from the 1970s, who like got along together really well, and a lot of the common interior design trends in like Scandinavia and in Japan have like a shared history, kind of. Something like that. Yeah, they really like these paper globes. I like them too. No hate. Man, they polished the fuck out of that table. Look at that. It's like a mirror. What does the bedroom look like in here? I feel like the bedroom is where it comes home to roost sometimes, you know? I think it's just like a showcase. It's like a studio. I don't think there's a bedroom here. I mean, it's very cheap to put a prompt into AI image generators, yeah? Are you saying this is AI? This is like a known location. It's not just random pictures. Why is this AI? This is AI, people are annoying. Yeah, like it pisses me off when people are like, hey, this YouTube short you just popped up has an AI narration. I know! I'm aware. I hear it too, okay? It sucks. I'm probably just trying to get it like a nugget of information in there from the initial prompt or something. I know. It's like fucking 80% of the internet now. It's very frustrating for me. AI because nobody owns a carved wooden ball on a pedestal. I've shown you guys this pot, right? Not pot. It was a glasswing. They have some showcase ceramics there from a Japanese ceramicist whose name I'm currently blanking on. Look at this. Isn't it beautiful? I think with the right lighting, this thing could really pop. But right now it's being wasted back in that corner. I need to get like a nice display for it. I would put a lamp in a display shelf just to highlight this. Looks a bit shit. Looks a bit shit. Looks a bit shit, doesn't it? Oi, mate. Dude, my face fucking stings. Oh my god. Even after the moisturizer. The moisturizer disappeared into my face in like 2 seconds. Sunburn? No, I destroyed my skin's barrier. You look fine? I'm not talking about how I look. You look like an idiot. First layer your moisturizer, then lay on a bit of Vaseline. Somebody said I should get like aloe vera or something. I don't know. It's fine. Whatever. I mean, this one. You shouldn't use vitamin C serum with retinol. It's known to cause irritation when used together in the same application. I did split it into day and night. I used retinol in the night, and I used vitamin C in the morning afterwards. That's what I did. Skip straight to RX tretinoin? Tretinoin? Prescription strength retinoid derived from vitamin A? If my skin is upset with me for a mild retinol, I really don't think that I should do a fucking... Okay. It's fine. It's fine. Do you wash your face in between? In between night and morning? Yeah, it's shower. Just use salicylic acid. I don't have acne. Okay, stop. 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 My IRL fan's a fan of you who's also an esthetician, wants to know if you want actual advice. They're cringing watching every stream every time you talk about skincare. Chat talks about skincare. Everyone's always like this, man. Everyone's always like this. Everyone's like, oh, you don't have the niche micro knowledge on the subject. Why don't you just die? Well, maybe I will. Maybe the next time I put a skincare product on, it'll have a reaction with the remaining vitamin C serum and the retinol, and my face will explode. And then who will be laughing? Presumably all of you, because the internet's ghoulish. Maybe he is just a fat chud after all. Maybe. You love the banter, admit it? I'll never admit it. You'll never get me to admit that I enjoy talking to chat. I'm a little bit curious in following up on this. Mike Johnson, in his weekly congressional address, said something interesting.
The question was, can you list the specifics of what the request is for the Pentagon? We've seen it's over $350 billion as a request. And some of this is transformational kind of funding that will help us change the dynamic of the Department of War and make it more efficient and effective. It's already the greatest fighting force on the planet, not even close. But there are some ideas, a real vision on how to improve that even further, to bolster that. You've heard the president talk about how he wants to effectively double the funding for national defense. Look, we live in dangerous times. We're fighting communism on our own shores, and we're fighting evil terrorists and tyrants around the world. And
$350 billion additional dollars to the Pentagon, in addition to its already exorbitantly inflated budget, to fight communism on our shores. I assume he's referring to Cuba here, but I don't think it's a coincidence that this is in the lead up to the midterms. I wouldn't put it past them to try something drastic like that. $350 billion. Chat, what's that bill that classifies all trans people and anti-fascist terrorists? There is no such bill. What you're referring to is a National Security Memorandum, the NSPM, or maybe I mixed up those letters, NPSM 7, which gives federal policing agencies broad designation to categorize extreme pro-trans activists as terrorist groups. Yes, the NSPM 7. It is not a law. It is not a bill. Further evidence, the U.S. can't manufacture anything anymore. Even a new plant making 155mm artillery rounds hasn't produced anything in 2 years. What? Defense Watchdog finds new 155mm artillery round. Failed to produce parts in 2 years since it was built. Dog. In a functioning country, this would be treason. Like, the Pentagon contracts a defense company in order to produce supplies vital to national defense, you know, asterisk, right? That's the narrative. And they're just like, sorry, me with a suspiciously $469 million shaped bulge in my stomach. Oh, sorry, we forgot. We forgot to make stuff. Sorry. Jesus Christ. The plant, which is operated by General Dynamics Ordnance and Tactical Systems, opened on May 2024. The facility in Mesquite failed to produce any of the 30,000 projectile metal parts it was expected to make each month. Jesus Christ. What is this company? What other contracts do they have? Have they provided an excuse? Is there like a reason? I guess not. I guess it's just like, oh, I forgot. Whatever, man. It's literally like our tax dollars, but who cares? Jesus Christ. General Dynamics is big boy. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I blanked. I knew they were big, but like third largest of the top 100 contractors of the US federal government. It receives over 3% of total spending by the federal government on contractors. This is a well-vetted, extremely large, powerful MIC company. And it's just, oops, I forgot. I forgot to make artillery parts. Their workforce is 21% veterans, 23% female, and 27% people of color. How nice. Everyone laughed at Russia in 2022 when their tanks ran out of gas and whatnot. Now we're proving to not be much better. I mean, it's like, it defies satire. We are out of tomahawks. We are out of missiles because Grok used them all. Grok used them all in the first, like, 1 month of our war with Iran. We told Grok, Elon Musk, XAI's AI program, give us some missile targets, please. And then we fired all of them directly into one elementary girls' school or whatever, killed 140 kids, and that's it. And that's all we have now. Like, Nuts, quit looking for a fucking argument. Nuts, this is so you deliberately misinterpreting people in order to start an argument. Classic. It literally isn't though. Well, you do the same thing, Subs and Soda. You just do it like real nice, like a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Fucking caught. Fucking caught. General Dynamics just got another big contract. 255 Navy submarine support contract. Yippee! Seriously, like I don't think people are really able to reconcile with what it says about our federal government that they can get a $500 million contract to build artillery shell parts, produce literally nothing over 2 years, therefore dramatically cutting into our procurement, like by a significant amount. And then there's no investigation, no crime committed, no follow-up, no lawsuit, nothing. Just, oh, here's another contract. Literally just because, like, our senators and the corporate board for General Dynamics are jerking each other off at the fucking Skull and Bones Club. Like, literally, they're just buddies. They're touching tips. Oh, the CEO of General Dynamics would be executed if this occurred in China. Just to be clear, because I know you mean this, but to be clear to everyone, that's not an exaggeration. In China, absolutely. Like, unambiguously. That's not an exaggeration or whatever. That would just straightforwardly happen. Yeah. That's real. Crazy. Not an exaggeration, but inconsistently correct. Things like this happen at the municipal level in China. Oh, of course. But this is a national contract for a major, literally the third biggest contractor money receiver in the United States. This is not like a... No. I'm not saying there's no corruption in China. I'm just saying this is such an unbelievably egregious... you get me. I have that fucking song stuck in my head, the Dracula song. You guys heard that one? Bam, 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 Dracula. You know what I'm talking about? Is that a new song? Tame Impala, Dracula. Yeah, it's from less than a year ago. I hate that song. Why do you hate that song? Run from the sun like Dracula. That's me. So you do listen to music? The common perception that I literally never listen to music might be a little bit of a Flanderization imposed by you part. You people have created a narrative, and every time the narrative gets repeated, it gets a little bit more ridiculous over time. Like, when we were playing Disco Elysium, and the Shivers prompt did the DMX reference, where the hood at, something, there were people in chat like, It's a shame he can't understand that reference. Like I've never heard where the hood at. They're like, oh man, that just went right over his head. Like you treat me like an animal. Like I'm not even a person. That's crazy. Dog, my face feels awful right now. I feel like my face feels like, it's because of the fucking skin barrier thing. My face feels like oily, but also dry. I hate it. I hate this feeling. Question mark? Because of the skin barrier. Get some cream. I apply moisturizer like all the time. But applying, you know, applying moisturizer doesn't like actually itself moisturize, right? Like moisturizer applies a barrier to your skin so that the oils in your skin don't get like rubbed off or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like it's like a barrier thing, I think. I mean it varies depending on the stuff, you know? Get La Roche-Posay Cicaplast Baume B5 Plus Repairing Balm. Dry, irritated, damaged skin. Is that what I'm talking? Am I talking about dry, irritated, or damaged skin? Is that what I'm talking about? Long-lasting barrier protection, vitamin B5. Yeah, why not? Whatever. Sure. A small percentage of today's stream revenue will be dedicated to me getting La Roche-Posay Cicablast something something. You get it. You understand. You understand. The whatever the fuck I said earlier. Is Vaush in a skincare arc right now? Yeah, kind of. I mean, might as well, right? I wish I could, like... I can't, like, show my stretch marks on my side because you didn't know what they looked like beforehand, but they really did get better from the retinol. Anyway, hold on. Let me get this. Careful with the B5. It says it intensely hydrates. Okay, hold on. La Roche Posay Baume B5. Wait, I've bought this before? Wait, oh, this is SPF 50. Oh, okay, never mind. It popped up a sunscreen that I ordered. Okay, this is the B5 Skin Barrier Repair Cream with Centella asiatica, shea butter, and panthenol. That's not that expensive. It's just $14, $15? It's on sale like everything always is with Amazon? Okay. Prime today. Sure. Heal me. Heal me. La Roche-Posay. Listen, I'm not French, okay? I've had acne my whole life. This is my holy grail. The La Roche-Posay the thing that I just talked about. If you don't have damp skin before applying moisturizer, it will not add moisture. Really? But I thought the moisture was from oil, not from water. Why do you order sunscreen? You can find it in stores? Because the sunscreen you find in stores fucking sucks. People are out there getting the, like, banana ice cream sunscreen shit, which is, like, disgusting, and it feels, like, disgusting on your skin. It's probably worth getting a good thing, you know? It's worth just, like, doing a little bit of cursory Google searching on a high-quality product. I got this for, like, 20 bucks. It's like a fucking Japanese nail clipper, and this shit's like, it like cuts through my nails like butter. No, there's not even a clipping noise. Clip, there's no clipping noise. It's literally just like I press down and the nail gets bisected. Like there's no pressure applied or whatever. So those aren't common. I mean, most of the nail clippers that I've always used like suck. But you just Google, hey, what's like a good version of the thing that I have? And then it's like marginally more expensive in a lot of cases. You know? Nail clippers, Japan. Listen, I know it's a funny bit, but like, you know, the thing Japan thing, frustratingly, is true, right? Like the frustrating thing with the thing Japan thing is that it's fun to make fun of, but at the same time, it's also true. It's like overwhelmingly true in most cases. Only for a couple things. For like most things. It's literally just because they have a domestic manufacturing economy that tends to specialize in like, well, specialty goods. Anyway. Every time Vaush talks about his skin feeling tight, I think of the Baki scene of Yujiro Hanma walking through the safety glass. Man, I really, really wish that Baki stayed good, but I feel like he should have cut it after the trilogy, after they were done with Baki Hanma, because the Musashi Miyamoto arc was like okay, but I just have not been fucking with the sumo arc. I know it's like his job, just keep it going or whatever. I just think the sequel series could have been more interesting, you know? The trilogy was very good. I messaged some of my DSA friends. They're calling me an op because I repeated pretty much what you said yesterday about the authoritarian left. Okay. Keep in mind, I wasn't really talking about the authoritarian left. The left DSA tendencies that I was referring to were mostly like ultras or anarchists or whatever. They're not like necessarily authoritarians. They're people who will say charitably favor deliberation over action, which describes a lot of anarchists. But I wouldn't call them authoritarian leftists, you know? I think that's a mischaracterization. Hey, Vaush, remember this? Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do. This was the, like, at least it feels now like the early days of internet meme culture, where an image would go viral and then it would just stay viral forever. Forever. It used to be like if an image went viral, it was for years, it was like, oh man, the dancing baby. You know the dancing baby? You know fucking peanut butter jelly time or whatever? But nowadays, it's just like run through, man. Day after day. You're a loser if you're not caught up on the latest epic memes. Hey Vaush, I liked the It's All Connected video you put out, but for those not caught up on the omnisegment, I think it'd be great to make a video explaining the concept from the ground floor. I've been talking about it a lot lately. I feel like covering it from the ground floor might be a little bit like uninteresting. It's also, the problem is that the subject isn't that interesting to people. You know what I mean? Like, it's interesting if you relate it to a specific audacious news story about how like a lamppost cost $5 million to install or whatever. But I feel like it's not that interesting on its own because it ties heavily into monetary policy and finance, which a lot of people just aren't that interested in. Even though I don't think it's that complicated. I think it's just thought of as something complicated, so people tend not to seek it out, you know? Yeah, you get me. Vaush, what do you use to take care of your beard? Okay, I literally did nothing for my beard my entire life, except for trim it often, except for starting like 5 days ago, I'm now using a beard oil because I noticed that my beard was a little scratchy around the sides, and it has softened it quite a bit. Yeah. But you brush it? Yeah, I brush it. And I've started using this nice beard comb that my parents got for me like 8 years ago. But I just kind of forgot about it, but I found it while digging around lately. The nice thing about these is that you can saturate them with oil. Like you leave it submerged in oil overnight or whatever, and then you get the excess off, and then it oils your beard when you use it. Wouldn't that make it slippery? No, it saturates into the wood. I mean, all wood, at least well taken care of wood, has oil in it, you know? There's an oil shortage. That's fucking true. That's pretty true. Doesn't it come off in your fingers? Is it coming off in the beard? Yeah, a very small amount of oil is coming off of it when you use it. But like that happens when you touch anything. There's a small amount of oil all over your body. Your body exudes oil as well. It's just, yeah, that's normal, you know? That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But like, it doesn't feel weird. Like this is oiled, but it doesn't like leave a residue on my hand. I don't notice it or anything. It's just a tiny amount that like, you know, does it smell? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it smells good. Like really good, honestly. But only a little bit comes off. Smells like what does it smell like? I don't know smells. I don't know like the names of smells. It's a very distinct smell. Very like mountainy. I don't know. It still smells a lot like when I first got it 8 years ago, because I've kept it in a case. Pine? Pine would be my guess. That would be my, if I had to give it a name, I would say pine. I don't know if it's pine, but that's my best guess, yeah. All right, well, I guess I should get out of here. Folks, everyone take care. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Peace.